Welcome back. So we talked about how GreenMark buildings are all about keeping our bodies healthy, but there's this whole other side to it.
Yeah, the mental and emotional stuff, right?
Right, how design affects our minds, our moods. I find that part so interesting.
Okay, so like being in nature feels good. We get that.
Yeah.
But how do they actually make that happen in a building? Like, where do you even begin?
Well, a big thing is access to nature. And I don't just mean a couple of plants here and there. This is about really bringing nature into the building.
So what does that look like? Like, give me a visual.
Imagine this. Planted terraces on the roof, courtyards full of trees, rooftop gardens, like bursting with greenery. So you're actually connected to nature.
I'm already feeling less stressed.
Right. But, okay, what about buildings that don't have all that outdoor space?
Yeah, that's more realistic sometimes.
Even then, they want to bring nature inside. Living walls, plants everywhere, even water features like indoor ponds.
That's so cool. I love those living walls. They're so pretty.
Yeah, and they make you feel calmer, right?
It's true. I definitely feel more chill when there are plants around.
It's about engaging all your senses. And, even little things can make a difference using natural materials like wood, stone, that kind of thing.
I always gravitate towards those. Never really thought about why, but I guess it makes sense.
It's like bringing the outdoors in, even if you're stuck in the city.
Exactly. But what if there's just no way to have plants inside?
Then they want you to at least have a view. Like make sure common areas have windows looking out at trees or parks.
Smart, especially if you're spending all day inside.
Yeah, maximize that connection to nature, even if it's just visual. But there's more to it than just plants and views. There's this whole thing about our circadian rhythm, our internal clock.
Oh, right. That's the sleep-wake cycle thing, right?
And daylight is super important for keeping it in sync. So views to outside guidelines, they push for lots of daylight. Like 75% of the space should be near a window with a good view.
Okay, that makes sense for rooms near the outside of the building. But what about rooms stuck in the middle?
That's where quality of artificial lighting comes in. They want lights that mimic natural daylight as much as possible.
But how is that even possible?
Think about the color of the light, and get this, some buildings have responsive light control.
Wait, what? What does that mean?
The lights actually change color throughout the day, just like the sun, brighter and bluer in the morning to wake you up, then warmer and dimmer later on.
Ooh, that's wild. So it's like bringing the whole day-night cycle indoors.
Exactly. They call it a circadian lighting system. It helps keep your body on track.
I never knew they put so much thought into lighting.
It's not just about seeing, it's about how light affects us. And when you combine it with the nature stuff, the views, it creates a much better space for people.
This is blowing my mind. But we haven't talked about noise. That can be a huge distraction, a total stressor, especially in busy places.
Oh, for sure. Sound is a big part of how we feel, and GreenMark actually has guidelines for that too.
They do.
Yeah, sound zoning design approach and interior acoustic comfort, things like that.
Okay, break those down for me. How do they make a building quieter?
Well, sound zoning is like thinking about where you put different activities. You don't want a gym next to a library, right?
Right, so it's like city planning, but for a building. Keep the noisy stuff away from the quiet stuff.
Exactly. And then interior acoustic comfort, that's about making sure sounds don't travel between rooms too easily.
So like good soundproofing.
Yeah, that's part of it. Sound insulation is the technical term.
Okay.
They also look at how long sounds echo in a room. That's called reverberation time.
Right, so less echo makes a space more peaceful.
Exactly. They want to make sure you can actually hear people talking without all that extra noise bouncing around.
It's amazing how much science goes into all of this.
It's pretty cool. They even do tests to make sure the acoustics are good.
I'm starting to realize there's so much we don't think about when it comes to buildings.
It's a whole world. They really think about everything, from the plants to the sound of your footsteps.
I'm so impressed.
Yeah.
It's like they're trying to create spaces that work with our bodies and minds, not against them.
Mm-hmm.
But have we talked about the social side of things yet? Like, can a building actually help people connect with each other?
That's a great question, and it's actually the next layer we'll be exploring.